Aries Ascendant, Aries Rising. This is your March 2020 video. This is the second video I've done for you for this month, specifically for Aries Ascendant, Aries Rising. I want you to understand, or I want to make a mention here that the butt end of March is what I'm going to specify in this reading. And there's some fascinating things that are happening, but more important, there's going to be a new moon at 4 degrees in Aries. New moon's all about setting your intentions. This is what I want. This is my wish and my desire. And it's on your ascendant, right? Look up the degrees, okay? Your 4 degrees Aries could be literally on your descendant, or it could be somewhere in your first house. Depending upon your chart, you could have 4 degrees in your 12th house, all right? This has a lot to do with what kind of a wish you're going to make and how you should set your intentions for the coming year. All right, Aries is all about starting, initiating. So let's dive deep into the all astrology. New moon at 4 degrees happening right there for you. All right, check out those degrees. If you don't know if that happens in your first house, or if it's literally on your ascendant, or if it's in your 12th house, comment your stuff below and I can help you out. Any confusion, or if you're brand new here, this is all astrology. You put your birth date in and eventually you get a free reading. All right, so let's move on to the next piece of awesomeness. I'm going to give you some dates and degrees. I'm going to tell you when the new moon is exactly and when to set your intentions. So for Aries Ascendant, Aries Rising, this is about me. This is about self. This is about my body. This is about taking care of my health. This is also about my thinking, because Aries is the head. Don't forget this. It's all about the head. Now, it could be the health of the head, right? But it's also about, don't be the person, the Arian, right, who puts the head down and just charges forward, right? That's the looking before leaping, not seeing first. Make sure that you're looking. Make sure that you're thinking before you take action. This is a big deal for Aries, okay? For all of us, we have Aries somewhere in our chart. So we're getting the same recommendations to make sure that we're thinking, that we're incorporating thought, that we're talking to others before we make decisions. This is a big deal. This is like, it has to do with where our physical body is, because that's what the ascendant is. So you've probably been going through a whole lot of changes. As a matter of fact, I was in touch with somebody not too long ago, and the nodes, the north and the south nodes, are transiting through the home and the career spot, right? The home is in your 4th house, typically, all right? Because we have, for you, your home energy and where the nodes are at 4 degrees of Cancer and 4 degrees of Capricorn. Now, the north node in Cancer at 4 degrees is in your 4th house, which means feeling like you're searching for home. You're changing home, because that's what that is. It's new. It's releasing the old and going towards the new. So releasing my profession, releasing these ambitions, because that's where the South Node in Capricorn's leaving. And that means we have to let go of these ambitions we had. We have to put them aside. This is what this represents. And this is this structure, this is this high ambition. You have Capricorn energy, Aries, in your 10th house. And typically having Capricorn energy in your 10th house, Capricorn is very persistent, very diligent, almost like doing things by piecemeal, okay? Because there's all these rules and steps, all these rungs on the ladder that each one has to be touched. There's no, all of a sudden, I just fly up that ladder. It's, I have to step on each one. But you got to do it by following all the guidelines. There's no, oh, well, there's somebody in front of me. Well, I'm just going to climb up on top of them and literally put my head on them and keep on climbing. No, because that's breaking the rules. And with Capricorn energy, if you break the rules, it ain't going to work. That's what it is. It says, these are the rules. Can you follow the rules and still make it? And the reason that it can be frustrating at times is because the rules tend to slow us down, right? Sometimes we're like, but if I didn't do that, I could all of a sudden get there that much faster, right? It's like the sign that says road closed, and you're like, why the hell is this closed? There's nothing wrong with this road. It gets me right there. If I take a detour, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get around it, right? And so we're like, screw it. Drive right through, right? Don't break the rules. That is the whole lesson. Having Capricorn wherever it is in your chart, which means wherever Saturn is in your chart. And Saturn is at 29 degrees and 59 minutes in Capricorn right now, okay? Actually, I shouldn't say right now. I'm not even telling you the date of this video, not that it matters all that much because I'm really talking about the new moon, but I'm recording this on on March 2nd. So I'm literally at the beginning of March, but I'm looking at the end of March. And at the end of March, we are going to have Saturn at 29:59. This is a critical degree, all right? So Saturn is saying, change those goals, change those ambitions. If you haven't changed them, guess what? Saturn is going to blow through that 29-degree mark. It's going to wave over into the Aquarius energy, which then means it's now in your 11th house of internet and communication and groups. However, it's not staying there. It's only going to be there for a little bit. And then it's going to transit all the way back into your 10th house again. And you're going to have a chance to reevaluate again what your ambitions are, what your goals are. And Saturn does this for the rest of 2020. Saturn does not leave that 10th house, does not leave Capricorn energy until the end of December of 2020. So you still, okay, you still are changing, you are still evolving, you are still perfecting and specifying and getting more specific as to what your new ambitions are because of all the crap that has been going through Capricorn energy. It's been literally taking stuff out by the root, throwing it out, and restructuring your new goals and your new ambitions. Now, the new moon at 4 degrees Aries, check those degrees. Like I said before, comment below if you don't know. The support that we have is coming from Uranus. It's at 4 degrees in Taurus. Now, this is great. This is beautiful. It's sending a semi-sextile, which is a supportive beam of innovative ways of thinking. But the thinking has all to do with your new set of values. Because Uranus has been tinkering around at this 4 degrees mark. It went retro, it got there, it went retrograde back to like 1.5, and then it's going forward again. And it's been doing this for like 2 years now. It's been messing around with the first 5, 6, 7 degrees of Taurus energy because it's our values. It's what we hold dear. It's what we are passionate about, what our drive is, what our desire is. Remember, desire in that Taurus energy, it's fixed. And we hold on so tightly, we crush it. And that is what Uranus does. It comes along and shakes that up and says, but wait a minute. That thing you desired, maybe you don't desire it so much anymore. Maybe it's not really for the best of you. Maybe you need to like reevaluate what you desire. And that's what it's doing. But at this new moon, it's sending a supportive beam, okay? The new moon has the moon and the sun at 4 degrees, all right? Chiron is also going to be a part of this new moon, and I am going to talk about that because it's creating a T-square with the north and the south node, and you're going to want to know, okay? Because it's affecting your ascendant. Chiron is in your first house, or it could be on your ascendant. Find out where 5 degrees of Aries is. That is where Chiron will be for this new moon. Understanding that Chiron moves forward, so as time goes on, it's going to go up in degrees. The nodes, folks, go backwards, okay? So in the beginning of March, when I'm doing this video, the nodes are like at 6 degrees. So they're already squaring up to where Chiron's locating, but by the new moon, it's tightened up because then they're all at 4 degrees at that point. And it's like very uncomfortable. It's a major T-square. But before we go into that, oh no, actually, let me just say that, okay? Let me just finish that. So I'm going to tell you where the square is coming from, like what folks in your life and what area of your life. It is coming from your Cancer and your Capricorn energy. Your Cancer and your Capricorn energy is your drive, your ambition, what your goals were. They're squaring this. They're squaring you. Your drives and your goals and your ambitions are somehow affecting you physically. You need to make changes. You need to change those. They're not working, all right? They're somehow giving you stress. But recognize this is something you can change. And it might not be a total and complete change because chances are you've already had to do that. Because Pluto is still going through. Pluto is at 24 degrees Capricorn. So Pluto is still in this phase where it is still transforming your ambitions. It isn't done with you yet, okay? We've also got Mars at 2352, Jupiter at 23. So if you have any planets in the latter degrees of Earth signs, this is nice, beautiful Earth trine support. So the last decan, 21, well, actually 22, 23, 24, 25 degrees of Taurus, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 degrees of Virgo, you're going to get support. And that is by way of you have your Taurus energy in your second house of money, and you have your Virgo energy of other folks' money, other folks' resources. That's your 8th house. That's where you have your Earth energy. Okay, now look for the degrees though, all right, because it could be based on the degrees that I gave you, and if you're in tropical Placidus system, you may see it may fall into another house there. Okay, that's very possible. And if it confuses you, because it is confusing, just comment and I'll help clarify for you. That is where you're going to be getting support if you have those planets, right, at the latter degrees. At the same time, it is your belief systems and it is your Cancer energy of where you're headed. Right, your Capricorn is that south node of this is what I'm trying to let go of, right? These old structures, these old ideas, these old goals. You're releasing those goals. And Cancer energy is more about nurturing the self. This is more about my goals going forward, myself, and taking care of family and me being part of family and having processed all this family crap, right? Which was family stuff we've carried around lifetime after lifetime, releasing that and moving forward and creating a new family, a new sense of home, releasing fear and establishing a balanced, nurtured way of what home is going to look like and the ingredients, the things that need to be involved, the folks that need to be there to make up this beautiful new home for you, to give you this inner world, to establish an inner sanctuary. So you have emotional satisfaction and stability. That is where you're headed. That is what you're trying to get to, okay? And so I know it's difficult, especially since the nodes are squaring Chiron, okay? So it is going to be difficult. To add some good news to this, okay? Now, the Uranus energy in Taurus is the house of your values, is the house of your money. I like the idea that Uranus is at 4 degrees, sending an exact semi-sextile to this new moon, okay? So as hard as this new moon sounds, it's not impossible, but recognizing that your intentions for your goals and your ambitions have to be about me, has to be about a healthier me, honestly. It has to be about, I have to do what I've got to do for me, okay? Personally, I just have to focus on that. And then through my friends, right, through the support of other folks that I know and that I'm bonded with, somehow getting support from them and focusing my new moon intention. The new moon is on the 24th, actually. It's 4 degrees Aries on the 24th of March. And we want to set our intentions, whether we're writing them down, whether we are incorporating, I was suggesting, I don't know why, this is just what popped in, writing intentions down, drawing a glass of water, taking a sip from it, and literally placing it on top of that, okay, incorporating. Because there's this stress and tension with the Cancer energy, the water, and it's our emotions. All right. And so your new intentions have to do with your new emotions, right? Your new sense of what my home is going to be. Okay. That is when we think of the esoteric sense of home, it's our inner sanctuary, our center here. It's got nothing to do with the physical world, right? It's got to be set up here first. And so when we stabilize this, all the exoteric, all the material physical world will then follow that energy. Okay, so I'm just going to stick with that recommendation, writing your stuff down and drawing a glass of water, taking a sip and placing it on top of there, and really focusing on your feelings and your emotions and understanding what you can do to support those. All right, this is on the 24th. I want the new moon energy to be a little bit more situated. Wait till the latter part of the day and even maybe dip into the 25th a little bit, when the moon is more situated in the Aryan energy, where we've had more time to think, okay, about what our values are and what we really want going forward for ourselves. Aries Ascendant, Aries Rising. I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, comment below, and I will get back to you. I hope this puts some light upon your path. Bye.